In the course of one night in 1961, Berlin became a divided city. The communist government of East Germany, the GDR, had ordered a wall to be built separating East from West. Now, no one could leave the GDR without permission. East Germans were under constant surveillance as the wall was built. 3 million had fled to the west since Germany was divided at the end of World War II. For a country of just 18 million, it was a huge problem, not to mention embarrassment. They called the wall an anti-fascist barrier to protect the GDR from corrupt Western influence. But the truth was, they'd turned East Germany into a prison. Escape attempts could be fatal. Border guards were ordered to shoot on sight. Peter Fechter was one of the first to die. His shooting was witnessed by hundreds of Berliners. The lesson for other would-be fugitives was clear. Despite the risks, some brave citizens of the GDR were still prepared to try to escape. They put all their skills and know-how into practice. The East German authorities responded rapidly to close any escape route, so ingenuity was required. Tunnels were dug below houses, in this case, completely hidden behind a closet. East Germans escaped with only slight injuries by bulldozing through barbed wire barriers. The border officials didn't get their man this time. Others escaped through the wall with the help of a homemade tank. There were many illegal border crossings. Hans Weidner managed to flee with his friends and family in this bus. He and a friend had made special modifications for the escape. He'd installed 9mm thick sheets of steel into the cabin, invisible from the outside. The wheels were protected by steel discs screwed onto the rims. The bus broke through 3 toll barriers at the border. Guards opened fire, riddling the bus with 34 bullet holes. One bullet hit a tire, but the steel disc helped keep the bus rolling safely into the west. Bernd Böttger displayed stunning ingenuity with his escape. As an aspiring engineer, he worked on all kinds of gadgets.
Bernd Böttger was a genius tinkerer and design engineer. He knew that they shoot on the border and that he wouldn't manage an escape there, so he tried to escape over the Baltic Sea. He also knew that he could not swim long enough, so he needed something to carry him over the sea. The idea was born. He got himself a motor called a chicken shocker, a small motor that is usually used to powering bicycles. Of course, he made it waterproof, provided it with a fuel tank, installed a handle to hold on to, tested it, and it worked. That's how he fled over the Baltic Sea in 1968. After his successful escape, Bernd Böttger founded a motor company in the town of Pinneberg in northern Germany, the ILO Motorenwerke. There he got the chance to further develop his invention, which he called the Aqua Scooter. The Aqua Scooter was mass-produced for consumers in the 1970s. During that time, it became a toy for tourists on the North Sea, as well as on the Baltic Sea. Models were built for undersea divers. His Aqua Scooter made quite a carrier, of course, that was an enormous thorn in the side of the secret police.
To test his invention further, Böttger traveled to the south coast of Spain. He became friendly with a French couple who invited him for a dive. They went out with their boat. Böttger never returned. It's suspected that the long arm of the Stasi, the East German secret police, had repaid Böttger for the embarrassment he had caused. Gerhard Wagner worked in aviation. With the help of his son, he built a small plane at home. in a hangar secretly located behind a wall of shelves in the kitchen of their flat. The machine was assembled over 1.5 years. It was powered by 2 modified motorbike engines. Each component was installed in their hangar at night. But the night before their planned escape, the secret police took the whole family into custody. They were sentenced to 12 years in prison. Wagner's machine was tested by the Stasi and declared capable of flight. The head of the secret police, Erich Mielke, kept the model for his private collection. Today, Dover 81 can be found in the German Museum in Munich. It's the smallest 5-passenger aeroplane ever built. Some of these spectacular attempts were successful. Others failed. Many ended in tragedy. At least 136 people lost their lives on the Berlin Wall. Hundreds more died trying to cross other parts of the East German frontier. But all these attempts had one thing in common. They show how far people were willing to go to gain the freedom they'd been denied.